afternoon. Hotep. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. What bees happening?
What bees? No bees.
Just a slight correction. I come from South Carolina. My ancestors were sold out of Charleston, South Carolina, to Virginia. So my mother and father and grandmother and all of that side of my family is from Virginia. But we were originally in South Carolina when we landed here on this northern part of the European white suppression. We're going to talk about some things here, mostly centered around a health focus and how we use other modalities in the health field to achieve a state of wellness. We are dealing with a science. A science is a language of a people. It's a political and social language of a people. All sciences are a political and social language of a people. Mathematics, medicine, all of those are political and social languages of a people. Without a culture, you have no way to define what a science is because it's based on your culture. It serves the needs of the culture, just as sex is a political and social language of a people. It serves the needs of the people. Japanese, Chinese have sex different from the Europeans, but we're all taught to behave like them, so we think that there's only one form of sexuality, and that's the Europeans. But that is a political and social language that enhances their culture. So we have to be clear on that. We have to be clear that we're talking about a military science. I'm not talking about a social science. Maybe that's one of our problems. We keep using a social science with a military group of people known as the Europeans. They use military science. Their whole approach to nutrition, food, and African people is military. And the most military person in the African culture is the black woman. That's the one that the white man got to first with his military intelligence. So we have a military approach to things that we are not associating with military, so a lot of things are going to kind of get crossed up here. Well, you brothers, what I'm talking about is why ladies select their shoes and dresses the way they do, and it takes them so long. It's a tactical way in which they approach it. There's an objective to it. That's why it takes a while. What you think is just them selecting a dress or a pair of shoes. There's a purpose for it. It's a plan behind it, whether they're going to dress to enhance their dress to enhance their legs, dress to make another sister jealous. It's a tactic. It's a way you approach things.
That's right.
That's military. That's what I'm trying to get you to see, that we're already in the military mode. It has to serve a purpose. What we do is a political and social activity, and it has to serve a purpose, and that purpose is ma'at. Everything we do is directed toward ma'at. So we have to redefine a lot of things, and it takes time to get rid of this European education which we all have. We've all been bitten by white supremacy, and in some way we're dysfunctional. When you're not free to practice your culture in all times, in all situations, you're dysfunctional. And we're all dysfunctional to a degree here, so there's no need of pointing at another person saying they're dysfunctional when you're dysfunctional yourself. I'm not going to get into some dialogue about what is a hybrid and what is a clone food, because African people, you are hybrids and you're a clone. That's what they call breeding slaves. So let's not even go on that trip about what is a hybrid and what is clone and what is all that. We're all hybrid. We've been hybridized by the Europeans to make a better slave. So we have to throw away some things here. We're going into an area of science that's dealing with energy. Energy is movement. And what I had to do is I had to go back and get this energy from where it was stolen from the Buddhists, from the Hindus, who don't like black people, by the way. That's Deepak, or whatever this book y'all buy by that guy who hates black people, Deepak. He's a Brahmin. He does not like black people. So I had to go back and get it from the Japanese, the Buddhists, the Hindus, the so-called tribe called the Jews, which is nothing but Europeans by another name, and the Greeks and the Romans. They got the information because we taught everyone. We taught everyone on this planet how to be civilized. Even the things that we think are Native Americans are not actually Native American, it's African coming back at you. The feather of Ma'at, truth, justice, and reciprocity. That's why the chief wears the feathers on his head. That's African. All documentation says that. So I had to go to a lot of different thieves to get the information back again. Primarily what we're dealing with is energy. We're dealing with energy as we call it shifat. Energy is generally classified based on what we call in African science the male and female principle. The male principle being science and the female principle being art. You cannot have art without science. If you play the piano, you're into mathematics. You cannot have art without science. You cannot have science without art. The male and female principle. It takes two to tango, as the old folks would say. So under the male principle, we have Osiris, we have the colors orange, we have hot, we have energy that spins to the right, we have serotonin, we have adrenaline, we have carbon, we have day, we have electricity. Male is electrical, female is magnetic. It's just the way we classify energy. We have colors that are male and colors that are female. I'll show you that. And under the female energy principle, we have Isis. Some of you may be familiar with that. We have melatonin. We have the growth hormone. We have sleep. We have oxygen. We have alkaline. We have night. This comes under the female principle. And Brother Keaty, it's a blessing. And all this information I give to Keaty, because he gives to me. As Khalid gives to me, I give back. That's all I'm doing is just giving it back. And I don't know why you're rushing to write it down, Keaty, because you can have this transparency. You know, I give it to you, no problem. Now I'm going back and show you the Ankh. We are wearing what is known as a cosmetic Ankh. I have a medical Ankh that we use in our science. I don't use it around certified Negroes because they get a little upset and all. But this is a medical Ankh. This is what we use. We use this, what people call a chicken leg, chicken wing. Your grandparents couldn't get a hold of this instrument, so they used the breastbone of a chicken. Oh yeah, they were quite African. And this is a medical Ankh. You know where I bought it from? Some white boys who stole it from us. And you use this and it jumps to the vibration that's out of order. So you can go along the torso of a person. If something wrong with the liver, it's going to jump there. You see? Now, we have a symbolism here. This is a flash point. This is where energy comes in at. This is an Ankh detector, which we call a modern divining rod. This energy comes in where the male and female principle unite, which you would call sexual intercourse, where it unites at, right here. This is where we have a flash point where the energy merges. I don't want anyone to get confused. I'm talking about sexual intercourse. The only thing that can enter the course is a penis. Only a man and a woman can have sexual intercourse. I know I'm in Atlanta. A male and a male can masturbate each other, but they cannot have intercourse. A female and a female can masturbate each other, but they cannot have intercourse. That's in African science. Now, Europeans, they can have sex with monkeys and all that stuff, but that's a different story altogether. And I am going to go there.